know that cold cases don't get solved by being silent. And so we show up year after year, even without any answers.
22 years ago, on a cold and snowy night, Maura, a UMass Amherst nursing student, crashed her car in Haverhill, New Hampshire. Neighbors in this secluded area, including school bus driver Butch Atwood, had called police for help, but by the time they got there, Maura was gone.
She said she was shaken up. I couldn't see any blood on her face.
No one knows why she was up there or where she was going. Her sister Julie has never given up hope.
We just had to keep being resilient and keep showing up year after year.
Was she murdered? Taken? Did she wander into the woods and never come out? Investigators say they are still looking for answers.
We receive tips weekly on this case, and we follow up with all of those.
Investigators and the New Hampshire Cold Case Unit say that they're using new technology like facial recognition and LiDAR technology, which can find abnormalities in the ground.
We follow the evidence. Not theories, not speculation.
But Julie Murray says more still needs to be done.
No, I don't think they're doing enough. I think this case is solvable. I think they need more resources, and we've been clamoring for that.
A vigil was held tonight in North Haverhill where Maura crashed her car. Her family says they will keep going back year after year as they pray for answers. Live in the studio, Ariel Metropolis, WMUR.
Thank you for tuning in to the first ever episode of Bad Frequency TV. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Maura Murray case. Maura Murray was born on May 4th, 1982, and grew up in Hampshire, Massachusetts. Friends and family described her as intelligent, athletic, and determined. She excelled in running and attended West Point before later transferring to the University of Massachusetts Amherst, where she studied nursing. Like many college students, Maura was balancing school, work, relationships, and family responsibilities. In the days leading up to her disappearance, several events would later receive significant attention from investigators and the public. A few days before she vanished, Maura became visibly upset while working a campus security shift. Her supervisor later reported finding her in an emotional state, though the exact reason has never been publicly confirmed. Then, on February 8th, 2004, the day before she disappeared, Maura was involved in a minor car accident involving her father's vehicle. No one was seriously injured, but the incident has often been included in discussions about the timeline leading up to her disappearance. On Monday, February 9th, Maura emailed professors and her employer saying she would be away for about a week due to a family emergency. Investigators later stated they found no evidence that a family emergency had actually occurred. That same day, Maura withdrew nearly all the money from her bank account, about $280. She also purchased alcoholic beverages from a nearby liquor store. At some point, she packed clothing and personal belongings into her black 1996 Saturn sedan and left Amherst. Exactly where she intended to go remains unknown. Investigators later discovered printed directions to locations in northern New Hampshire and Vermont, suggesting she may have planned a trip to that region. At approximately 7:27 p.m., Maura's Saturn crashed on Route 112 near the town of Haverhill, New Hampshire. The road was rural, winding, and surrounded by dense woods. A local resident, school bus driver Butch Atwood, stopped to check on her. According to his account, Maura appeared shaken but conscious. He offered to call the police. She reportedly declined, saying she had already contacted roadside assistance. However, investigators later determined there was no cell phone service in that area, making the explanation unlikely. Atwood drove a short distance to his home and called 911. Just a few minutes later, police arrived at the crash scene. Maura was gone. Her car remained behind. Inside, investigators found several personal belongings. Wine stains were visible inside the vehicle, leading investigators to believe alcohol had spilled during the crash. There was no confirmed evidence that Maura was at the scene by the time officers arrived. The window of time between Atwood leaving and police arriving is believed to only be several minutes. Yet, during that brief period, Maura Murray disappeared.